Once upon a time, there was a man who used to fast throughout the day and used to pray throughout the night. He never used to involve himself in doing anything wrong. He knew that the people that were around him in his land were corrupt people, so he did not used to mix with them, because all they used to do is backbite and slander. So he stayed away from any gatherings, and he would just stay in his house and never leave his house. When he ran out of food and other necessary things, he would leave his house and he would store and buy enough food and other necessary things to last him as long as those can. And then he would remain in his house just worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The people of that area, they gathered together and they said, "Look at this man. Does he think he is better than us? He doesn't come and mix with us. He doesn't walk around or he doesn't talk to us. We just see him and he looks down on the floor and he goes to the shop and he goes back to his house. Never did this man look right or left or even in front of him. He would just look down and walk." So the people became jealous of this man. And this is how they were. The devil just does not attack you by himself, but devil has people and he inspires his haram into them. And he commands them to attack the believers. So this is what they did. So what they did was look around the land until they found the most beautiful woman in that land, and she was a young woman and she was a chaste woman. And they approached her and they said, "We want you to seduce that man, and we want you to commit zina with that man." So she said, "How can I do such a thing?" And she was from amongst the poorest women in that land. She found it very difficult to live. So they said to her, "If you can do this, then we will give you a lot of gold coins, which will be equivalent to your weight. And if you want, we can give more. And your poverty will be gone forever." So the woman, she thought to herself that it would be a great opportunity to get away from her poverty. So she agreed to their proposal. So one cold night, she went and she knocked on the house of this man. She knocked on the door of the house. So he opened the door and he saw a woman. So he closed the door. So she raised her voice and she said, "Please allow me to come in to your house. I was traveling and I thought I would reach my destination before night. But now the night has come and I am in the middle of nowhere. And I do not know where I am. I do not know anyone in this land. And if you do not accept me into your house, then I fear that something will happen to me outside." So he said, "We have many neighbors around. Please go and knock on the house of these neighbors. And if Allah wills, they will help you." So the woman, she left. After some time, she knocked on the door again and she said, "I went to the houses of the neighbors, but no one is home. And it's really cold outside, and I fear I may die if you do not accept me and do not allow me to come into your house." So he said, "Just go further down the hills and you will find a few more houses over there, and if Allah wills, they will allow you to live with them. He said, there is no one in my house, so it's not permissible for you to be with me. So the woman, she left. Again, after some time, she knocked on his door. So he opened the door and he saw the woman. And she said, I swear by Allah, if you do not allow me to come into your house, and if any man puts his finger on me, and he rapes me, and he take away my chastity, then on the day of judgment I will stand in front of Allah and say, you were the one that was the cause of this, and it is because of you he raped me, and it is because of you this happened, and I will blame it on you. And when the young man he heard the name of Allah, he became really scared, because when the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioned in front of the believers, their heart tremble. So this man, he really becomes scared. So he said to her, come and sit in this room and do not knock on my door and do not say anything to me. As soon as the time of Fajr approaches, leave my house and continue with your journey. So the man, he left this woman in this room and he went to the second room that he had, and he locked the door and he continued with his recitation from the glorious Quran. Now the people of the land, they know that she entered his house, so they have gathered around the house, waiting eagerly to catch the two of them committing zina. And this is a pious man, and he has never faced anything like this in his life. So he is in his house now, and he is reciting the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this woman, on the other hand, is ready to commit zina with this man. And the people of the land have gathered around the house, waiting to enter the house to catch them committing zina. The man now, he is reciting Quran, and the woman, she begins to scream. She screams and she screams. So the man, he opens the door and he walks into the room where the woman is, and he has a oil lamp with him, and he walks into the room where the woman is, only to find that she is lying on the floor without her clothes on, and she is calling him towards her. This man, now for the first time in his life, he is seeing something that he has never seen before, because his gaze has always been lowered. He is feeling something in his heart now that he has never felt before. His mind is telling him things that it has never told him before. He has the most beautiful woman of his land in front of him, calling him for adultery. What does he do? What would a person in this situation do? He has never seen anything like this in his life ever before. So they know that very soon they will catch them together committing sin. So they came closer to the door of the house of the man. The woman now, all of a sudden, begins to scream again, and she screams and she continues to scream. The people of the land, they broke down the door of this man's house, and they entered into the house, and they found that woman is on the floor and the man is also on the floor, but the woman is one side of the room and the man is on the other side of the room, and the woman continues to scream. They looked at the man, and he is crying in the corner of the room, and his hand is in the fire of the lamp that he has, and he is crying and he is crying. On the other hand, the woman is screaming. So they take the woman out of the house, and she says, "Take me away from this man, because I swear by Allah, the faith, the iman of this man is killing me. I see something in front of me that I cannot describe, and this has done something to my heart and mind. The iman of this man is killing me, so take me away." And the man is crying in the corner, because every single time the man he took a step towards the woman, he put his hand in the fire that he had, and he said, "Remember, the fire of the hell is hotter than this fire of this world," until he would fall to the floor. And then when he was able to stand up again, he would stand up again and take a step towards the woman. And when he took a step towards the woman again, he would put his hand back in the fire and say, "Remember, the fire of the hell is much more severe than the fire of this world." And he kept doing this until his hand was left inside the fire, and the woman began to scream, and she was taken away. Then this man, he turned to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and he said, "Oh Allah, forgive me for the sin that I have committed." My dear brothers and sisters, my question here is, what sin this man has committed, do you think? What did he do? He stayed away from zina. He stayed away from the most beautiful woman of the land. What sin did he commit? Let's listen from him. So he said, "Oh Allah, forgive me for the footsteps that I took towards that woman." Look at the iman of this man. Look at the iman of the righteous people, my dear brothers and sisters. Nothing can tempt the righteous people, and nothing can take them away from the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So my dear brothers and sisters, let us pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless us with such iman, so that no distraction of the world can take away from the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's the moral of the story. See you next time.